It's him.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to round number, 6 of the 2019 Ride365.com Nationals here in MX Simulator. We're bringing you the 450 consolation racing action, and we got a lot of people in the booth right now because these guys are all hanging out, and they said they would co-host the stream. So we got Andrew Wood, 2013 Southwick winner in the booth. We got the 2013 outdoor champion, Zach Dupuy, in here, and we have the 2010 MX Simulator of Nations champion, Nathan Zaworski, all hanging out in the booth right now. What is up, guys?
Hello.
That was a bit staffable. I commend you for that. Wow.
2010.
I'm surprised you pulled that out.
Surprised you remembered that.
This is where everyone's going like, wait, the game was a game in 2010?
Yeah, right.
And you had MX Nations back then?
My favorite is
By the
when...
way, Zach was on that same winning team, so just had that.
Oh, yeah, well, Zach, he
Anyway.
did stuff, he did bigger things after that, Nate, Career trajectories kind of switched around a bit. My favorite, though,
Jeremy
is...
Smith in here.
My favorite is when people say, "Oh, this game looks like freaking Minecraft. It looks like trash." I'm like, well, it's older than Minecraft, so...
Right, it's like it came out.
When did Minecraft come out?
2011.
Really?
Yeah, remember we all started playing the alpha. We were all playing the alpha right when we started, like right when we met. On this game, we started playing Minecraft.
Is not the warm-up lap?
I think it is.
Oh, no, it is lineup check, okay.
They're getting real warmed up.
I remember, I think it was Lommel, the sand track. That was when Kellen was good. I remember, I think MX3, me and him went at it in the qualifying race because we had so many guys that wanted it, and I don't remember who got that spot. It wasn't me or Kellen, I don't think, but...
I don't know what you're talking about. Lommel, I was on the team.
Maybe you won it then, I don't know, but...
I don't know who was on it, but it was probably the guy I've been talking to the last 30 minutes.
No, I remember, I don't know.
It wasn't...
We had Tyson and Crane.
It wasn't the MX3 race. I was in the MX2 class. I beat Byron to win the race, but I remember Jared was talking a bunch of shit that week that he would win, and then we smoked him.
Sidehoff?
Yeah.
Probably went all across the track to try to blow up. Wouldn't be surprised.
Was 2010? When was the year that basically no one could make it all of a sudden, and it went to the third alternate?
In real life?
12 or 14.
2012. So 2012, the team I was on, if this is it might be the one you're talking about. Tyson beat no, I'm sorry. T Crane beat Tyson in the qualifying race. But then Tyson couldn't make it or something weird happened. So Roy got the spot. And then, I don't remember how it happened, but Jack Roberts qualified in one class and
MX3.
then forgot to set his alarm. So didn't wake up because we used to run the race. It's like 6 a.m. because it would be beneficial for Euros too. And he didn't wake up, and Stephen Barrington was just sitting there. He said he just poured himself a bowl of cereal to watch the race, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no one else is here for the Americans, so you're racing for Jack Roberts instead." So it was me and Stephen Barrington in the first race, and I'm like, "Well, we're screwed. Race already over. USA already lost."
Yeah, that makes sense now. Wait, is this the real thing?
This is the Consi right here.
Casey is sideways, right at
Jeremy Smith as well.
All right, only 4 of these guys going through.
Smith pulling that start if he could hold on to it. Ian Holm.
Big old yard sale. Casey Oehlert goes down. But Smith, Smith going to take the lead as who just went down? Ian Holm going down.
Well, they sorted this out pretty quick.
JS4 to the front. Alex Kerr sitting second. Kyler Hockey, who left the gate late so everybody else would crash, is in third. And Kyle Howard's up to fourth. Eduardo Simo's there in fifth.
Smart move when you don't have a full gate. Jeremy Smith sending the frickin' scrub jump in fourth. National number 4 falling.
Uh-oh. Gonna lose a transfer. There goes Dudu Mutumbino.
What?
Well, at least we got a race again.
Oh, gets together with Kyler Hockey, almost makes a twofer pass.
Hockey with a little boner air.
But he's probably going to take somebody out for second place in a consi.
Kyle Howard almost gets together with Hockey, and Jeremy Smith scrubbing down the hill goes down. And now Kyle Howard going to try to go skinny dipping off the track there. Ian Holm coming up the hill.
It. A lot of big puddles around this sand track for some reason.
So how many seconds of practice do you think Jeremy Smith has on this track?
0. Maybe put in 1 lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Maybe the warm-up lap was 45, so...
It's weird, though, because this is probably the most beneficial day of the week for him to be able to play it, because he would have gotten home from Florida, like, at least Sunday.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been on the road, right? So he's been playing.
Yeah. Ian Holm trying to make a pass in the 4th over Kyle Howard. Casey Ohlert going to get in the 5th.
Howard goes
for
down.
sure trying to get up there.
Whoa, Ian Holm launching over Kyler Hockey. Makes that move happen.
You guys are getting wild for 3rd. We get the whole shot master in 7th.
Leclerc.
Howard, Speck, Smith. Smith's still getting after it. He's not giving up. And Hockey possesses that final transfer spot. 1 lap in the books, 3 to go. By the way, we got a Scooty raid in chat right now, so welcome Scooty Puff and the gang.
It's the sleuth.
It's the sleuth gang.
There you go.
Hashtag sleuth gang.
Alex Kerr trying to make a move on the leader here. Doo-doo.
Did you just see that Casey Ohlert thing?
Yeah, I'm glad he got that.
It's all over the place.
That was just a tactical block.
Yep. But you're right, Awood Simos does go to the lead on Alex Kerr. Ian Holm is still in 4th, and Ohlert with the tactical block is holding off Kyler Hockey for the moment.
Nobody really scrubbing this. Kind of disappointed.
I mean, this track is annoying. I feel like the traction grabs just don't wait when you try to scrub.
Does Ohlert tried to, but
even that was sketchy.
Yeah, he let off the gas, kind of. Caden Speck just tossing it, but you got to kind of fully commit there and stay on the gas. Ohlert throwing down over the step up, holding down 4th, but Kyler Hockey only 4 seconds back.
I think if Speck keeps on 2 wheels, he might be the challenger for 4th here. He's definitely got more pace.
Top 3 kind of breaking away a little bit. And Ohlert still running 4th. And then, yeah, as you said, Hockey, Speck all kind of mixed in back here. Jeremy Smith still bringing up the caboose. Kyle Howard is out of this race.
Holm blowing the rut in 3rd. Kerr making small mistakes, but still charging for doo-doo. These guys just have better pace, but you go down once and you're going to be back there out of a transfer. Caden Speck goes down, misses a rut. Jeremy Smith, 7th place.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody up front going down just yet. Still plenty of time to warm their arms up, though, to throw this thing away.
Doo-doo almost threw his lead away right there, getting up on the choppy edge of the track.
Going
but
enduro, man.
Got to make
it not sure.
Here.
Not sure if I want Doo-doo to make the races.
Strategic planning.
Think you should do that after, in case he hears this? And you definitely want him in the race with you?
Nah, I don't.
Does he speak enough English to understand?
I have no idea.
He knows "fuck you" for the public server, so.
Well, I just remember Juan Pablo when he would get mad. He just said, "I kill you on top of your house."
Sweet.
Like, that's pretty scary, though, right? Like,
yeah, on top of your house. Like, I would never go on my roof again. And just Brazilians come flying in.
Well, he'll just drag you up there, then kill you.
Drag you onto the roof. You
He's
bang
like,
your
"No,
head on the
you're coming up
ladder
here."
on every step. Well, this is painfully boring right now. Nobody's gone down.
This is great.
These guys running the pace I'm looking to run in my race, so. Probably going to be.
Oh, Doo-doo goes down!
The number 2-2.
He's gonna be pretty safe.
Mutumbino!
Jeremy Smith making moves, though. Now that he's got 2 laps under his belt, he's gonna click off some heaters. I mean, 2:15, considering he probably had no time at all, it's pretty solid.
Pretty sure that's close to my qualifying. So.
And And it's only 7 seconds from Ohlert. I don't know.
Smith is absolutely ripping. Kyler Hockey trying to give chase. Ohlert's sweating in his jorts.
Could they pull some chupacabra out of this one?
Number 4 here.
Oh, Ohlert. Little pirouette there.
It's gonna make it interesting.
Yeah, smelling blood in the water. Smith knows how to win. Does he know how to get third?
I'm just gonna keep on sending it.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what Smith is doing out here.
And second and third are actually making a lot of mistakes as well. Oh, Ohlert, another major mistake in that corner.
It's under
And
2
about to
seconds,
battle.
or under 3 seconds, I should say. Now Smith is dropping in. Well, thank you, Anthony Pachone, dropping by with 13 biddies. Appreciate it, buddy. Oh, Smith can...
Nice, like at 13.
Smith can see Ohlert right in front of him. And he's finally learned the track, or he's handed his controller to somebody who knows the track.
Let's see what his lap time is. 2:14.1. Yeah, he's pretty much got my highest qualifying lap now. Thanks, Jeremy Smith.
That's mine for sure.
Great. So he's just gonna beat me in the race.
100%.
Did he make a pit stop at south of the border on the way up the coast this week and gave the controller to Matt Burkeen, or what's going on out here?
I did not know we were going with that. I think he's got this. Ohlert, I feel bad for him because the guy was running 220s first lap. Now he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually good at the game. Look out for me.
Hey, Dudu's in position to 1 fall off and go all the way back to 5th, so keep your hopes up.
Oh, here it is! Bar to bar! Oh! Takes him down on a straightaway. Little Jacoby action.
Wow.
And Ohlert just disconnects. Doesn't even get the chance to come up next to him and get punched in the face.
That was...
Wow.
That's kind of fun.
Wow. And people saying ban in chat. Casey Ohlert actually is the one saying ban, not people.
Shit.
That, wow. So some drama in the consolation race.
I can definitely sympathize with Casey right there. It wasn't even close to last corner, and they were actually catching second and third. They were close.
F you, dude.
Ian Holm is still putting pressure on Simmons just in case he can get another position, but the top 4 pretty locked in. Caden Speck's still charging, but unless Jeremy Smith falls, he's not going to get a position.
That was messed up.
I'm pretty surprised. I don't know. Like, that's what makes me think maybe someone's riding for Jeremy because he's normally a pretty square racer in that sense. But who knows what's going on.
I'm glad you're in first person for that. It didn't look terrible in first person.
Well, Alex Kerr just going to kind of sneakily win this race. Beautifully done.
Ian Holm trying to get second here.
Oh,
Gonna charge
blast him. Come on, Simmons. What is that, man? Just open the door wide open. Here, take this spot. I don't want it. Gotta go for it.
They all qualify the same.
Well, Caden Speck is into the grandstands. He's out of this moto. Kyler Hockey's still charging out here.
Didn't qualify. Might as well kill myself.
Oh, rest in pepperonis. Whoa, Kyler Hockey trying a new cornering technique where he does some counter steering. That was some interesting line choice right there. Donut MX in chat letting us know that Caden Speck sucks, so not sure where that came from.
Damn, harsh.
Kyler Hockey through the final corner though, gonna go across the line in 5th. Miss out on Zemotos. Whoa! Ooh. Austin Irwin 52 dropping the 69 biddies. Says get murphed.
What does that even mean?
Not sure, but I dig it.
I don't know, but I like it.
Well then, that was quite the consolation race. I guess I will leave A-Wood and Zach here to do the business in their motos, so good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you. I need it.
I will be up a chat.
Wait. I want to go.
No, A-Wood, stay here. You good.
I'm going to pull off.
All right, we are back. And keeping an eye on what exactly is going on between Jeremy Smith and Casey Ohlert. Two people that used to be friends, or so we thought. Ollert, none the thrilled about that. All right, looks like they are going to get this set up right now, and we'll officially welcome you guys to round 6 of the 2019 Ride365.com Nationals in the 450 class here from Southwick. Taking a look at our qualifying times from earlier on this week. We have got Jack Haley with the top time on a 206.8, Adam Holm on a 207.2, and Alexis Leclerc on a 207.3, Prokop 207.7, Eaglin 207.8. Siebold, Blakely, Whiteley, Deering, Pilsner in the top 10. Crazy good times out of our 450 riders this week. Here's the point standings as they were entering the night. Adam Holm entered 12 points up on Leclerc, who was able to pick up the win at WW Ranch last week. Siebold now only 4 points behind Leclerc. Haley right in the mix as well, so our top 4 really separating, and Chase Blakely all alone in 5th. Basically, they are 50 points ahead of him, and he is 50 points ahead of Wilcox, and that is just crazy stuff right there, I'll tell you that much.
It's only a game. Why you have to be...
Hey, Austin Irwin, welcome to the sub club. Thank you for being an SYS VIP, because Zach Dupuis has gifted a Tier 1 sub to the man that has donated. What has he donated? 69.27.4. That is exactly 100 biddies, my friends. So welcome to the SYS VIP Club, Austin Irwin. I am going to set up some permissions for this channel so Awood can move in here so he doesn't have to freak out every time. All right, there you go, Awood. Now you can move to the stream channel on your own, but just hang out down there, buddy. You don't need to come up here and hang out with me the whole time. Jake132K letting us know that sub-hype in the building. I love it. Southwick. Love this track. Always had a good time racing it in sim. Always have a good time watching it IRL because it's unique. It's something different. Sand on the schedule. It's nice to have. And although people were saying WW Ranch had like a deeper sand base to it, I feel like that this is more of a true sand track because there's not big jumps on it. Like WW Ranch had like legit big stuff. And I feel like most true sand tracks don't have that. They're basically just sand whoops everywhere. So this is really cool to be back at Southwick again, racing some sand, having a bit of a different surface. We had a barn burn of a 250 race earlier tonight. And now trying to carry some of the fun into this 450 action. All right, finally loaded in. Jake123K or 132K, can't get your name right. Sorry, buddy. 132K, dropping the 9 biddies. Appreciate it, dude. All right, here are all of our runners out here tonight as we cycle through the field. You can pick out your favorite rider. I don't have Colby Eaglin's bike. Not sure why. I have the Tiger stuff. And I don't have Ian Holmes' gear. I don't have Daniel Mills' bike. I don't have Andrew Wood's bike or helmet. But that's it. I have everybody's skins. So all you people out there that complain that I don't get enough skins, I got everybody's skins out here, basically. I have at least something on every single person. I tried my best. And this is going to be super fun to watch. I am going to go James Ohashi versus PC1 to watch in this one because he looked really good at WW Ranch last week on the 176 C4 Designs machine. But obviously, we got to go with Leclerc off the start here. He always gets good starts. We're going to see what he's able to do here in Moto 1 at Southwick. Thank you, MX Kid. Let me know that it's pronounced Spink, not Spincy. So Spink, keep an eye on that team tonight. Look at that. Leclerc on the right side of the box, Holm on the left side. Who is going to get this hole shot? Let's drop the gate from Southwick. Leclerc, a good jump. Holm, a pretty good one as well. It's a drag race between the two of them to the corner first. It is Leclerc who gets there first but goes down. Jack Haley picks up the Race Tech Hole Shot Award. A lot of guys down in the background. It's Haley, Holm, and Siebold out front. By the way, Jake132 dropping some more biddies as Holm goes to the front of the field. Haley goes off the track. Thank you so much, Jake132. And Dougbird316, who donated earlier tonight, drops another $5 in. Dropping nuts, busting bombs. Get on the number 251 for the hole shot. That is Chase Donovan. We're not too sure where he is right now, but we do know Adam Holm, your points leader, is out front. And he's got Jeremy Siebold right on his tail. Oh, Holmes slides out, but around the outside goes Siebold. And now Haley goes back down the inside of him. And actually Donovan on that 251 is right in the mix. He's right side by side with Wilcox. We also got, I think that's Kunitz in the mix as Wilcox tries to go front flip over top. Must hit a tough block. Riders scatter. And waiting to see, there is Leclerc going through. Leclerc going around the outside of him, so he was about 10 seconds off our leaders. Buried in the field, he went down in that first corner, just going a little wide in the first corner, couldn't get the bike laid in. And now trying to weave his way forward. Gonna get a couple spots right there, as I think that was Prokop going down with Simos perhaps, and now Leclerc finds his way up to 10th, as the front of the field is still continuing to sort themselves out. Siebold now leading this thing. And remember, not too far off of the championship lead is Siebold. He's right in the mix with Leclerc in the championship standings. Holm, your points leader. Man, it is seriously anybody's race week in and week out. It's anybody's championship. Holm and Leclerc, after the rivalry they had outdoor season last year, you'd think it would just maybe be them breaking away in this grouping, but Haley, the Supercross champion, still right in the mix as well. Oh, whoa, whoa, and then gets T-boned by Donovan. Oh, and Donovan falls off the bike as Haley's trying to get going again. So Haley now ends up behind Smith, but ahead of Colby Eagland as Leclerc coming into the mix. Oh, Eagland. Oh, I thought he was going down. It looked like he was off the front of the bike coming down that hill. It's frantic action here. Everybody trying to get sorted as Haley looking for a move back around Smith after his fall. Mistake from Eagland. Leclerc gonna try to peek down the inside, but Eagland powers up the hill. Everybody going to this middle rut in the corner. Oh, Haley laying over a nice little scrub there. Trying to go around the long way, but Smith powers out of the inside. Haley jumping down the inside into the next corner, but then blows it. Smith was trying to give him the line. Instead, Haley gets passed by Eagland. They're going almost 3 wide up this hill. They are basically 3 wide over the Race Factory Gaming table in the back. And Smith trying to hold off Eagland. Eagland trying to get around him. Haley cuts underneath and might get right back by him as he squeezes him down. Leclerc going the long way around is going to pass Eagland to make that move. And these guys are just shuffling positions left and right as Haley goes back after Smith. Jack Haley trying to put the power down as they work their way up the hill. And Smith cutting back over. Haley dropping into the valley behind him. Leclerc right in the mix as well. As Siebold continues to extend his lead out front. This is frantic action going on for 5th place right now. Peter Light just up the road. Billy Kunitz also inside of the top 5. And Haley having a peek on the inside of Smith. Not going to get there. Leclerc carrying a ton of speed around the outside. All of our championship contenders in this series running at the sharp end of the field. And Smith Makes a mistake, allows Haley through, and Eaglin also past Leclerc. Leclerc hopping back down the inside, gonna repass Eaglin, but Eaglin not giving up just yet, trying to charge down the outside. Now Leclerc trying to get Smith, has an inside move at the top of the hill. Smith trying to carve it back down the hill, but concedes the position to the defending champion, who now sets his sights on Haley. Look at Peter Leicht, though, having a solid ride early on, and Billy Kunitz looks like he's actually closing on Adam Holm a little bit. The C4 Designs co-rider. Oh, he's going to get around Siebold, who was down, so Holm goes to the lead. Kunitz up to second, and Siebold back to third. Like Haley, Leclerc, there's 6 riders just in a train right here. 7 if you make Eaglin right behind him. And that front group is starting to pull away from the rest. On board Leclerc and take a look at what it's like from his perspective. What we're going to see in this class comparatively to the 250s is these 450s are going to go a lot faster lap time wise. We saw the best lap of the 211 in the 250 class. This guy's already dipping down into the 212s, and I'd imagine it's only going to go a little bit better from here as Peter Leicht is getting passed up ahead by Jack Haley. Haley makes the move. Leicht drifts back to 5th. Leclerc just lugging that bike all the way through here, all the way in 5th gear. Gets on the brakes down into this corner, shifts down to 2nd, back up to 3rd, up to 4th. Over the table, let's see if he shifts down on landing. Yeah, goes down to 3rd, back up to 5th for the corner, then gets settled, goes down to 2nd, drops out, and goes all the way up to 4th. It'd be incredible if we could track how many shifts go on during the race, because the amount of times that these guys are shifting is insane. They're trying to square off Leicht just up ahead. Not quite able to get it. They've also made the move on someone. Siebold actually has gone backwards. He's now down in 6th. Leclerc just applying heaps of pressure right now to Peter Leicht up the road. Leicht riding very well though. Swings wide and goes down. Leicht down off the bike. That allows Siebold and Eaglin through. Leicht's trying to get turned around before anybody else gets there, and he will just as Chase Blakely comes into the mix. Logan Leitzel, Ash Deering. Christian Reed swings wide, gets passed by Donovan and Nick Skakun. Or Skaken, I should say. Jeremy Smith has found his way back here. Cohenauer down, gets together with Christian Reed by the looks of it. And this is where basically everybody is right now. This is an absolute freight train. Will Whiteley, Austin Eklund, James Ohashi, our Versus PC one to watch is back here. Jeff Cooper, Daniel Mills, getting around Zach Prokop. Jeremy Smith, Nick Skaken, Chase Donovan, Ash Deering, Logan Leitzel going down up the road. And Blakely now going to work on Peter Leicht. Down that middle rut, Blakely going to make the move. Or so he thinks. Leicht trying to fight back. We got a rider down up the head here. That was Eaglin down. So Blakely hops down the hill trying to get Leicht on the inside. It's a drag race and Blakely gets the kick that he was not trying to get right there. Down he goes. That might cost him several positions as through goes, oh my goodness, like everybody. Donovan, Skaken, Smith, all these guys getting mixed up. And we'll go back to that battle in a second, but we got to change for the lead out front. Adam Holm has gone to the lead. Haley drifts back to 2nd. Leclerc is 3rd, and these three going to start setting sail on a potential battle. But I want to take a look at all this stuff going back here. Donovan in 9th has pressure from Skaken. As Leitzel goes down, Blakely right there, Smith and Prokop. Look at this right here. This is an absolute train. And look at Skaken down the inside of Like. Like trying to fight back, just pushes him a little wide. Nice check up there for the 81. And Blakely trying to claw his way up to his familiar top 5 positioning. Like trying to put the pressure on Donovan up the road. And all these guys having a frantic battle. Like, thought he might have an inside line, but thinks better of it and shuffles in right there behind Donovan. And then Skaken coming up behind with Blakely. Crazy, crazy battling between all these guys. Peek back up to the battle for second. Haley and Leclerc still pretty close. Haywood, move yourself. Leclerc trying to keep the pressure on Haley. Lands sideways. Oh, he's very fortunate not to fall off the bike right there. And Siebold coming down the hill now. Leclerc goes down and Siebold goes down with him. Kunitz goes by. Don't think you could deem that an unsafe track reentry, but I don't think Siebold's going to be very happy about it. As Andrew Wood joins me in the booth again.
Hello.
And I gave you privileges to join on your own, so...
Thank you so much.
No
Billy
longer
Kunitz
can-
with a great ride here in third.
Yeah, he's having a solid day. Battle for the lead is slowly developing. Kunitz, Leclerc, Siebold, Eagland, back to Deering. And Blakely has finally gotten around. Like, Skaken, Cooper, and Donovan still locked together. And Jeremy Smith and Will Whiteley right behind them. Daniel Mills, Zach Prokop. Reed Young trying to hold the spot there on 26 Logan Leitzel. Christian Reed goes down, hands the spot to Cohenauer. Thomas Wilcox, Ian Holm, Christian Reed, Dennis Fjellberg. Oh, Christian Reed going to go down again. Oh, saved it. Nice barrel roll. Beautifully done. Joseph Pilsner right here as well. Oh, Whiteley and Smith going to go side by side here.
Yeah, this battle basically everywhere from 10th to 30th is kind of one long train. You have a few of the top guys kind of separating themselves, and then the leaders, of course, are pretty checked out already. 11 seconds on Billy Kunitz. Jack Haley's trying to give Adam Holm a run for his money. Nick Skakoon in 9th right now with Ash Deering trailing him. Chase Donovan, Jeremy Smith transferred through the Conti up in 12th, having a great ride. 2:13 is his best lap, battling with Will Whiteley and Prokop, who we know they're fast, so he showed up for sure.
Ash Deering and Nick Skaken having a ridiculous battle right now. Skaken, who we haven't seen much at all this year, taking several different lines. Whoa! Thought he was going to come together there with Deering.
Just want to point out, Jack Haley ran a 2:08.0. Want to double check qualifying laps, but that is a insane heater to Adam Holmes' 2:09.1. He's now within the second. Battle for the lead is heating up. Haley down to 0.6 seconds now. Going to try to make a move soon and kind of check out. I know he's really comfortable on the Southwick track.
Well, he was our fastest qualifier today. And he is definitely feeling the flow right now as we're cresting to the halfway point. And Holm goes off the track. Holm with a big kick has found his way off the side of the racetrack.
Holm does go off the track. Leclerc, after a 2:22 last lap, definitely had a fall off and a couple more mistakes, is now up into third, 14 seconds back or so of Adam Holm, but he's definitely going to try to push his way up to this lead battle. So we're going to try to see Jack Haley probably, while the track's pretty good, try to check out and run some hot laps here.
Billy Kunitz just had a big moment dropping down the hill as he almost went over the bars. Trying to keep the pressure on Leclerc, but running a very solid fourth. We haven't seen this type of ride yet out of Kunitz this year, but it's very respectable, the type of company he's with out front.
Oh yeah, I want to applaud his ride for sure. 98 his national number, so trying to make some big gains this year. Get up there, lower that number, and kind of start battling with these guys, show him what he's got. Siebel right behind him, that's nobody. And trying to catch up to Leclerc, that's people you don't really want to mess with, but people you definitely want to be surrounded with. Jack Haley, another 208.6.
Whoa, Billy Kunis just had the save I have never ever seen saved before as he slid sideways across the sand and it just stood straight back up and straightened out. Lost a spot to Siebel, but I think he's going to count his blessings there because that could have been an easy fall-off crash. Siebel moves up to 4th. Leclerc is now 3rd. Holmes 2nd, as we saw, and Haley leading. So these guys have all kind of sorted out. Go a little further back and see. We got a semi-battle brewing here. Will Whiteley and Like are pretty close. Donovan just went down, handed Prokop a position. Cohenauer, Reed Young, and Pilsner all pretty close together. Pilsner hopping through the bumps. Got a rider down after the finish line jump there in a bad spot there. Ash Deering trying to get going off the side of the track as Fjellberg goes on by, and here comes Prokop down the hill. Ooh, nearly some contact.
Yeah, Prokop, our 4th fastest qualifier, makes a mistake trying to switch up the lines. Going to allow Cohen, our race host, and Reed Young to go by. Daniel Mills, 16th, not able to get past him on that one, but solid ride for him, man. This race is deep, it seems.
Reed Young goes down right behind Prokop, and all these guys just still fighting for position past the halfway point as Deering goes down again. There's just 2 more positions. Prokop swings around and makes that pass. Cohenauer just up the road. Fjellberg has been steadily climbing on the 3. Jeremy Smith back here out of the consi, going to go around Will Whiteley, who's just down. Or not, he gets into the back of him as Whiteley tries to get going. That's going to cost him a spot to Fjellberg. And here comes that Cohenauer battle with Prokop side by side. Whoa, Prokop trying to slam the door on Cohenauer, gets stood up. Cohenauer tries to cut back underneath. All the while, Deering trying to go between the both of them. 4 riders in the same corner at the same time as Jeremy Smith got up from his crash as well.
Yeah, throwing dualies right there. Cohenauer and Deering. Prokop, man, he was able to hit that inside line. It's just so much faster right now, and he absolutely shredded it. But Cohenauer is going to try to want to come up and get past Prokop. Prokop's going to switch it up. Cohenauer to the inside. He's going to lose that spot. Maybe Prokop gains it back down the inside. Deering might also capitalize on this.
Yeah, that outside is not quite useful, so Cohenauer trying to use different lines ends up hurting him, but now goes back to the inside of Deering and pulls alongside. Deering uses the power to get down and go by, and Jeremy Smith pulls alongside. Some near contact there, but nothing doing just yet as Cohenauer trying to slam the door. Smith cuts back underneath.
Yeah, Jeremy Smith was trying to make a move for 9th back then on Whiteley, I think it was, but not bad for coming through the consi and not having much time at all on this track. Daniel Mills caboosing that train right there. Smith, Ash Deering goes down after the finish. Cohenauer off track. Smith now up into 12th. Gonna get a 2-fer right there. Prokop trying to charge back up. He knows he should be further up front, so he's trying to charge after Dennis Fjellberg for this top 10.
Man, just crazy actions. Daniel Mills then goes down. Pilsner goes by with Deering. Here's Dupuis, first sighting of the 2013 champ coming through. He's going to end up behind Reed Young, who is down, and Cohenauer, who's just getting up from a crash.
Cohenauer down. We know Dupuis, he doesn't have that much time on this track and not quite the pace as he goes down that he would like, but man, smooth consistency. He's got a lot of racecraft and he's trying to score some points here, and he's still looking like he's got a shot at it.
Another rider, that's Deering again going down. And then now we got Jeremy Smith battling with Pilsner. Pilsner dropping down the hill using what appears to be a very rebound-centric setup. It is bouncing around quite a bit, but it's holding steady straight over the bumps.
Yeah, trying to peek back up front really quick. Jack Haley with a 6.5 second lead over home, 12 seconds in front of Leclerc, but Jeremy Siebel is now within 1 second, just ran a 2:09.0, his fastest lap of the race, and he's trying to charge up and get up in this podium position for this first moto.
This is going to be a good battle to keep an eye on, this Siebel-Leclerc one. As soon as these guys sort themselves out, we'll do a quick top 20 rundown, but these guys going at it. Over the hill, we got Pichon trying to see if he lets these guys go by nicely. He does. Swings wide. Ian Holm was also down as Siebold fights on through with Leclerc.
Siebold blowing that inside, trying to jump into it, carry his momentum. Leclerc blows it at the end as well. They're going to come into this inside. Whoever gets it better. This is kind of a passing spot. If you can get the drive up here, scrub that, and kind of pass them down for down this table section. Leclerc's going to hold on to it. Siebold can't make his move yet. Man, they're jumping so far deep in that left-hander going down the hill into this S section.
Well, Siebold carrying so much momentum. Oh, but tucks the front wheel. That's going to cost him a lot of time right there. And, oh, Nick Skaken, who was in a really good spot early on, now down to 31st. Just shows you how quickly fortunes can change in this type of racing.
Yeah, but right back on him. He tries to jump up into that inside rut and blows it as well. Some of these guys are just trying to push it a little bit too hard here.
All right, well, as they have a gap established between them now, that gives us plenty of opportunity to bring you guys let's do a Ride365.com top 20 rundown. Title sponsor of the series. Give them some love. Check them out for all of your latest motocross gear and apparel. And we're going to take you through the field here, courtesy of Ride365.com. Jack Haley leads the race here, your fastest qualifier on the 57 ActiveCo machine, trying to stretch out the lead from Adam Holm, points leader on the number 27 MV Films ride. Third belongs to your defending champion, Alexis Leclerc, on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna machine. Fourth right now is Jeremy Siebold, who led earlier on. Prestige Worldwide number 19 machine has a sizable gap over fifth, who just went down. It is Colby Eagland on the Tagger Designs number 20. He is trying to get going, still in that fifth position, and he will remain in that fifth position. Chase Blakely now closing in, getting ready to set up shop inside of the top five, his usual place. The number 16 BPC rider got a terrible start, but has made the most of it with a good charge through the field. Billy Kunitz up inside of the top five. Most of this moto has dropped to 7th on the number 98 C4 Designs ride. And holding steady inside of the top 10 still. Will Whiteley's up to 8th on the 58 MV Films machine. And 9th for Prokop, so both these guys charging the 38 of Zach Prokop for Prestige Worldwide. Getting some valuable points as they work their way forward. Dennis Fjellberg, the 2014 250 National Champion on the number 3 BPC machine, is up to 10th. So just like the guys in front of him, he has done a fantastic job charging through the field and getting some good points. Daniel Mills runs 11th on the 35 Tagger Designs machine. Jeremy Konauer right behind him in 12th on the 43 MV Films ride. 13th for Reed Young on the number 30 Prestige Worldwide machine. 14th belongs to Peter Lyke, the Canadian rider on the MV Films number 46. 15th for Jeremy Smith on the number 4 Prestige Worldwide machine. 16th is Robert Wilson, 17th is Ash Deering, 18th is Joseph Pilsner, 19th is Zach Dupuis, and 20th, and now one lap down as he just got lapped, is Reno Brennan. That has been a Top 20 Rundown brought to you by Ride365.com.
Yeah, and just one or two people to point out, Robert Wilson has had a really rough start. I know he was really far back at the beginning stages. He's now in 15th, as well as Reed Young just made a few passes actually and is now up into 11th. Great rides from them, just a few people that kind of stood out to me. But looking back up front, we got Jack Haley. He's going to make up a few points on some championship battles that he's trying to work with here. Adam Holm, he's going to gain his spot by 2 points over Leclerc, who's only 12 back in the championship. And Seabolt behind Leclerc, who's third in the championship, only 4 points back. So these guys really kind of want these positions to switch up the championship standings a little bit.
Some shuffling of positions further back as Will Whiteley has just been passed by Zach Prokop and Chase Blakely, who was right on the rear tire of Billy Kunitz. Not Billy Kunitz, of Colby Eagland, has just gone down and lost a lot of time. So now he's going to have to go back to work to try to get up inside of that top 5. Everybody's kind of stabilized now within that top 10. Battle for 11 still going on. Reed Young under attack from Jeremy Cohenauer. This guy's battling it out through the valley and up the other side. Cohenauer trying to use the outside and slingshot by. Might get the power down and pull alongside here. And he will, and shuts the door. Reed Young gets into the back of him. There is that front end lock that still exists. It's not completely gone. But Young gets kind of dragged along there, and Light goes by his countryman. Daniel Mills also slides through. Robert Wilson, Jeremy Smith coming together with Ash Deering back here. All these guys fighting tooth and nail for positions and points. Deering trying to get an inside move on Smith here. Oh, a little crossover there, almost some contact. Robert Wilson just up the road of these two. And just behind them is our leader, Jack Haley, as Deering moves very politely out of the way. Jeremy Smith trying to let him go as well.
Yeah, what I noticed, Jack Haley ran a 2:08 last lap. The only other person in that lap time was Jeremy Seabolt, who's a couple seconds back off of Leclerc, I think for third, but he's definitely going to want to try to push that, as he had a little bit worse lap last time around, but wants to get up there. He's got the pace for it right now. So
got to change for second. Leclerc has moved up around Adam Holm. They're within some heavy lap traffic as Reno Brennan kind of swaps in front of Leclerc and actually kind of holds him up a little bit, but Holm's gone down again. Holm off the bike again is going to allow Seabolt through. And now Holm scoring the least points of all the championship front runners. That's kind of a big deal, especially with Leclerc and Haley, the closest ones to him, or actually Seabolt now, the closest ones to him, gaining points on him.
yeah, Leclerc only 12 points back in this championship battle. Seabolt 4 points behind that. So these guys definitely want to not let Haley get too far away. And Holm's going to lose a lot of points just for one moto to these guys. So
yeah, it's going to be Leclerc only 8 points down. And as we run, Seabolt will only be another 6 further back of Leclerc. So 14 down on Holm. Moves around Zach Dupuis, but not out of the water yet is Leclerc. Seabolt's still trying to put on a late race charge here and get up to Leclerc if he can. He's absolutely flying through these Buckley berm corners. Actually brought the time down just a little bit, which is very tough to do against Leclerc.
yeah, we'll have to see where these guys are at. Jack Haley, a little bit of different line choice I'm seeing, which is slowing him down a little bit. Ran a 2:11 and a 2:12 that last lap, but if it can keep him consistent, staying out of these rough lines, and if they come up to buy other people, he might just stretch this lead out even further.
Seabolt got it down to almost under 6 seconds. Take a look at his lap time this time by and see what he's able to run. 2:11.1 to a 2:11.9, so he did actually go a little bit faster than Leclerc that lap.
Yeah, Leclerc into 2 lappers right here. Let's see if he can get around them smoothly. That's definitely going to come into play. There's a lot of people out here on this track that they're going to start coming up on that Haley has already made it through, so we'll see how those guys can manage that.
Seabolt's still just throwing absolute caution to the wind, just putting everything into it that he can.
Yeah, Leclerc in front of him gets by those lappers, absolutely shreds that right-hander Seabolt as well. Holm only 5.7 seconds back from Seabolt as well, so Holm in 4th place, not out of this one yet. Eagland in 5th, 31 seconds back, so this battle for 4th besides Haley being kind of checked out, this second, third, fourth place battle is probably going to go down to the wire here.
Just like when we were on board earlier with Dickerson, I can't believe that there's guys around Siebold doing the same speed as him, because he is absolutely flying, but he actually just lost time to Leclerc.
Yeah, I got really sketchy into that left-hander as you saw that. These guys are mixing their lines up a little bit, doing some unique stuff, which is actually really interesting to watch. Siebold kind of jumping really far into the left-hand side of the track before that left-hander, trying to get this little gap back from Leclerc where he made that mistake, but Adam Holmes still right behind him as well, about the same gap.
Ryder's going down in front of Siebold. He's going to have to avoid them. Wow, got all 3 lappers for 1. Just as Deering hopped into the rut behind him. And Holm just able to avoid Deering there.
Yeah, the pace of these guys is insane. Jack Haley 2:08.1, fastest lap of the race for him and anybody, or 2:08.0, just ran a 2:08.1 last lap, 30 minutes into this race. So he got the 2-lap board. Leclerc with a 2:11, made a small mistake right there. Everybody else coming through around 2:11, so he's going 3 seconds faster a lap than these guys.
This is a big day for Haley, who entered 4th in the championship standings. He needs to do everything he can to claw some points back going into the midpoint of the season. And perhaps a 1-1 today would be really huge. He's got to win the first moto first, but he's got this thing pretty locked down at the moment with the way he's riding.
Yeah, close call there around the lapper. Coming up on 2 more. He's got a comfortable lead, but some of these lappers, and if he makes any big mistakes, can kind of like let that get away from him, and he wants to hold on to this big lead as well as he can for these last lap and a half.
Peek back and see Leclerc, Siebold still about the same distance apart as when we left them last. Lapper kind of boxed Siebold a little bit into that corner so he doesn't get the right line, and Holm going to utilize it to his advantage. Eagland, Blakely, Whiteley, Fjellberg. So Fjellberg's still on the prowl, just kind of clicking through people here. Trying to go get Will Whiteley next. This is some of the best riding we've seen out of the number 3 machine all season long.
Yeah, Whiteley as well, and Chase Blakely, man, you said he set up a tent and he's kind of camping up there. He's 6th place, 22 seconds back with 1 lap to go, but or for these guys actually it's almost 2 laps to go, but Chase Blakely, not the season he wanted, not up in the front as much as he wants to be, but definitely staying consistent and keeping himself kind of in there in the points race. But I know he wants to win, so got to be slightly disappointed with some of his performances.
Fjellberg still applying just loads of pressure right now to Will Whiteley as the white flag is waving behind them. Fjellberg. Oh,
yeah, really trying to push that issue.
Whiteley doing a pretty good job defending the lines. But Fjellberg's speed has carried him all the way to this point, and he looks like he is determined to make this pass. Oh, and Whiteley a mistake. That might be the... Oh, that would have been the opportunity, but Fjellberg also made a small bobble.
Eagland down in 5th. That's not going to change anything, but Siebold still about 6 seconds back from Leclerc, but Adam Holm has closed the gap from 4th to 3rd to 1.6 seconds. This is very important championship points here, and he's got 3/4 of a lap to go, so I'm wondering if he's able to make this push, or if Siebold's kind of going to make any mistakes on this rough track as he pirouettes and goes down.
Oh, Siebold down, allows Holm through. And that's going to be helpful for Holmes' case, but top 3 is pretty well decided at this point. Blakely closing up on Eagland, might have a top 5 on the cards.
Yeah, Eagland went down way off track.
That battle, Fjellberg and Whiteley still hot and heavy. Fjellberg trying to have a peek down the inside, but missed the inside rut. And Prokop still lurking back there as Haley's trying to lap these guys. Incredibly, he would lap 7th if he gets Whiteley. But these guys in their battle of their own are just trying to battle each other. Fjellberg very nicely, despite having a chance to have... Oh, look at that line from Fjellberg down the inside.
Yeah, he's going to try to push this. They're going to have 1 lap to go. I'm pretty sure Haley's going to slow up and just let them do his thing. Yeah, there he goes.
Yep.
He lets
Oh, and
Pro
Whiteley
Cop-
goes down over the line, so Fjellberg is going to pass him as Jack Haley wins moto number 1 here at Southwick. And I think Prokop also got over the line to get around Whiteley.
Yeah, so Prokop trying to make a push was less than a second back from Fjellberg. Makes a big mistake, going to lose some ground there, but still a full lap to go for these guys back here battling inside the top 10. Leclerc's going to come to the finish. Adam Holmes still 7.5 seconds back.
Blakely moved up to 5th, so he got around Eagland at some point. And now Fjellberg running 7th. A great moto for the BPC team. And Prokop still charging, trying to get Fjeld for 7th. Absolutely ripping as a 38 machine. Did a 2:11.8 last time by to a 2:19.2 out of Dennis.
Yeah, Prokop really pushing. Had some mistakes after the finish line there, but he knows he's got the speed. Dennis hasn't ran. His best lap is what Prokop's last lap was, so Prokop's going to try to push this one to the finish.
This is it right there. Dennis missed the line, and Prokop hops down the inside to make the move. So Fjellberg spent so much time in 8th trying to get 7th on Whiteley, gets it, and then gets passed immediately by Prokop on the last lap, so he's going to have to try to pick up the pace here. Seabolt crosses the line in 4th. We're waiting on Blakely to cross in 5th. Or will it be?
This is far from over.
Yeah, this is tight stuff. Fjellberg gets hung up on the rut just a little bit.
Prokop making mistakes. This track is super rough. Prokop trying to push it and hold the spot. Absolutely shreds those right-hand rollers. Jesus, that was fast. Fjellberg trying to follow him, making some mistakes. Chase B's coming to the line. Looks like he's going to hold on for 5th. Colby Eagland right behind him.
Chase Blakely probably going to have the most career top 5s out of anybody in this game when it's all said and done. Eagland going to cross the line 6th, and Prokop trying to hang on to 7th. Fjellberg still giving chase, though, just in case something happens here to Prokop.
Yeah, 1 corner to go. You never know. Prokop's been pushing it.
No, he's going to make it smooth. Well done, Zach Prokop. What a late race charge. Goes across 7th. Fjeld ends up 8th. Whiteley is guaranteed 9th because 10th is a lap down. Daniel Mills finished this race 10th. 11th for Billy Kunitz. 12th for Reed Young. 13th was Joseph Pilsner. 14th for Peter Like. 15th, Jeremy Cohenauer. 16th is Reno Brennan. 17th, Jeremy Smith. 18th, Robert Wilson. 19th was Wilcox. And 20th, Ash Deering. Cuts are in. Let's see if they affected the results. They did not. Everybody stayed the same. Jack Haley still your Moto number 1 winner at Southwick. Hanging out with the ladies, too.
Yeah, Jack Haley with a pretty commanding lead. 5th place. Man. What is it? Sorry. We had Chase Blakely in P5. 53 seconds back from top 4, so a lot of big gaps, but man, that top 4 was kind of on another level. I wonder if Chase Blakely, I don't know if he didn't get the start or what, but if he can get up there, maybe he can hold on with those guys. His pace didn't seem too far off. Not as good of a best lap as the other guys, but maybe his consistency could get him through the moto and get him a better finish second moto.
All right, well, 5-minute break on the docket here in the 450 class. So we got a little intermission, and as always, we always open it up to the chat. All 70 of you guys hanging out here tonight, how are you guys doing? If you guys have a question for myself or Mr. Andrew Wood, drop it in the chat now. We take any and all questions. Obviously, we like answering moto-related stuff, but if you have a question outside of that, let me know.
We like traffic as well.
We like traffic. I don't think any of us like talking about traffic. We already discussed it, Nathan James. We don't want to bring up traffic again. San Francisco to Vegas is probably about the same distance-wise from LA to San Francisco. I bet like 7 hours for that.
Yeah, I don't know about NorCal very much.
Yeah, I know nothing. Haywood and I are both
Nathan
from
James.
SoCal. In fact,
Yeah,
Haywood and
Nathan
I are only
James.
like 30 minutes apart from each other. He could come just sit here, have a couple brewskis, call the race, but instead he stays home.
When I get a track I don't like, I had to at least try to race Southwick, but I'll be down there soon and this weekend, so.
Alligator 1965 says, who is the MX Simulator rider right now?
Best, maybe.
Best, yeah. Decope, thank you for the 1 biddy. He says, imagine if A would ever stop talking.
Never stops. The Pride Month flag.
MX Master 46 says, so I'm buying a new bike, and I'm really in between a 2018 CRF 250R and 2019 KX 250F. What's your thoughts and opinions? Well, depends on, I guess, whether you want to kick the bike.
I'm a Honda guy, but I say Cowie for that, right? Last year was that the first year for the split pipes?
I've never been a huge fan of the dual exhaust Hondas, if I'm honest. And that's a very low basis. I've only ever ridden one 450 dual exhaust Honda, so I can't swear that like I know everything about them. But ergonomics wise, I always like the single exhaust bikes better. Like the 12 Honda was really good in my opinion. I had an 08 Honda for a long time and I really liked that.
Yeah, I worked for an exhaust company which only offered the single one because it was a lot easier to manufacture, but weight reduction and the developer liked the power delivery, but dual exhaust look cool, but for riding, I don't.
So Alligator 1965 wants to know who is the best MX Simulator rider today. Well, today it appears to be Jack Haley, but I mean, I guess if you're asking overall, I mean, it's really close, I would think, between like Haley, Holm, or Leclerc. Like speed-wise, you go with Leclerc, probably. Consistency-wise, probably Haley, but Holm has his strengths too. So,
yeah, Holm can be whatever guy he wants to be, I feel like, depending on the track, and definitely show up. D-Bolt's not out of it, but not, I wouldn't say on the level of those guys consistently, even though he's beating Haley in the points right now.
yeah. Well, if you go on a basis of how many points have been scored over the entirety of the season thus far, like including Supercross, then Haley's your guy because he was the Supercross champion, and he's right in the thick of the points chase outdoors too, so I guess Haley would be the answer to this question, but I mean, all of these guys have their strengths and weaknesses on any given day.
Yeah, I would say if nobody misses a race or has any weird DNFs, then just look at whoever wins the titles and that'll show you.
Let's see. Erickson 214 dropping 10 biddies and says that he's stoked on the thumbnail from the Kegums GP. Yeah, I honestly speaking, when I do the thumbnails for these videos, I go into the demo of the 250 or 450 races, and I just go through until I find a rider that I want to follow him for a couple laps and see if anything interesting happens, and then take a photo of him. Like, it's not any more in depth or thought out than that, but I haven't taken one of the TMFR guys yet until I took one of you of Rasmus, so thanks for the bits and I appreciate it, buddy. Nathan James, I don't always choose the winner. Rasmus Eriksson didn't win the GP of Latvia. What in the hell are you talking about? Thank you, by the way, Jake132K for the 2 biddies. He just wants to say hi, and I appreciate that. Versus PC wanted to watch this race. I am going to go Kyle Carpenter on the 708 machine because he is right next to Billy Kunitz, and we didn't see Carpenter at all in the first race, but he's been pretty good this year, so I'm not sure what's going on with him. Have we confirmed that it is Paul's son? I don't know. Awood, do you know?
Who?
Kyle Carpenter. Is that Paul Carpenter's son? I don't think so.
What's Paul Carpenter did he do?
What did Paul Carpenter do? He raced pro motocross and supercross for like 10 years.
Maybe. Was he from NorCal?
No, I don't think so.
I know K-Carp's dad's name, but I can't think of it right now. But I don't think so.
Well, Jones says it is. D-Cope says it isn't. I'm going to go with Jones.
D-Cope would know.
Oh, I'm going to go with Jones because Jones has more wins. I knew that would get those guys.
If you want the real answer, I would go with D-Cope, but...
I know. I'm teasing because I'm sure that it's not actually Paul Carpenter's son. We don't really have that many like pro motocross sons that play this game that I know of. Like I can't think of anybody that like is that way, I guess.
I'm not sure if Justin Musk's dad did stuff, maybe.
But Justin Musket doesn't,
But he doesn't
really play this
race
game.
pro, yeah. He plays a lot like at home by himself, but
Really?
yeah, decent amount.
All I know is it's I think it's him. I think one of those guys that just hate me. Like somebody hates me big time. I think it's him.
Maybe.
Where is Leclerc? Can't find Leclerc. Still can't find Leclerc, so we're going to watch Fjellberg off the start, apparently, because I don't know where Leclerc is. It's 450 Moto number 2 at Southwick. Let's go racing. Terrible jump for Fjeld, so we're going to go ahead and find somebody else, and we're way out here with Reno Brennan. Into the first corner, it's Holm and Leclerc side by side. Leclerc leaves exactly 0 amounts of space on the outside, so he takes the Race Tech Whole Shot Award. It is Leclerc, and another good start for Donovan. Colby Eagland is up here. Alex Kerr on the 913 with a good start. And Adam Holm is just hating that he's not right behind Leclerc and instead has a couple guys in front of him. Jack Haley with a patented terrible start, it would seem. And everybody's pretty spread out early on. It sounds like A-Wood is back on the grind, so I'm going to keep announcing this race. It's Leclerc from Donovan, Eagland, Holm, Wilson. And Wilcox right there as well. Eklund, Ohashi, Cooper, Brennan, then Haley, our Moto 1 winner. Right ahead of Jeremy Smith. Luke Heberlein, Daniel Mills, Skaken, Kerr, Whiteley, Fjellberg, Siebold, and Young all mixed together. Oh, Siebold gets into the side of Fjeld and goes down. Got to be careful there. A couple guys getting together. I think that's Pilsner on the 252 stroke out here. Oh, and Siebold was down. I think he was down with perhaps Reed Young. Oh, and down goes Christian Reed. Everybody hitting the deck here early on. Not hitting the deck, though, is Leclerc. Leclerc and Chase freaking Donovan. Donovan going after Leclerc for the lead. Donovan on that 251 DX3 machine. Not able to lead the first lap. That goes to Leclerc, but tell you what, man, he has thrown caution to the wind. He is not letting the champ get away. And that must be much to the pleasure of Adam Holm, who sees it happening right ahead of him. And Chase B, 231, dropping by chat. Not sure what happened. The man that finished 5th in Moto number 1 says he's really pissed off right now. Not sure if it was a computer malfunction of some kind that he is typing in chat for. So it's still Leclerc from Dunavant, then Holm, who has moved around Eagland. Eagland with a good start this moto. Wilson and Wilcox kind of lined up here together. Wilson trying to hold off the 159 as everybody gives chase to our leaders. And it's just a little bit of a freight train going on through here. Wilcox has Eklund right behind him. Haley's trying to scrub down from behind both of them. So let's actually go on board with our Moto number 1 winners. He's trying to weave through some guys. It's just mesmerizing sometimes to go on board and see what these guys are doing, especially in traffic. Such quick reactions to things that are happening around them. And Eklund trying to find a way around Wilcox. Haley just goes the long way around, gets around Eklund, now has his sights set on Wilcox, who's occupying that 6th spot, but Haley wants it. I'll tell you what, folks, I think Haley really badly wants to go 1-1 here today at Southwick. Look at the momentum he's carrying around the outside. That inside has been pretty OP. Oh man, Chase Blakely dropping by in chat saying that his power went out on the warm-up lap and still doesn't have power. So no idea what's going on, but our man that finished 5th in Moto number 1 out of Moto number 2, that is a big time bummer. Haley just putting all kinds of pressure now on Wilson after he got around Wilcox there. Wilson, a couple mistakes. Haley cuts back underneath, trying to get the drive and cut the line down. We'll get up into 5th. Now trying to go to this battle up ahead. We got Eagland, Dunavant, and Holm. This onboard action is insane as Eagland almost into the back of Dunavant there. Crazy battling going on, and Dunavant doing a fabulous job of holding on to this front group. Dunavant wrapped up the first moto in 31st place. So definitely not what he was hoping for in that first moto, but to turn it around and be running 3rd right now. That is quite the turnaround for the 251 machine. All the while Eagland giving chase, and now Haley is right on this grouping. What did he just run? 209.5. What's Leclerc running up front? 209.8, so matching lap times. Eagland is just getting all kinds of heat now from Haley. Thought he was going to be able to go after Dunavant there. Look at that inside move from Haley. Like nobody's made that line work all night, and he just makes it happen no problem. Just hooked into that inside rut on the drop down. Moves up to 4th. Next up is Dunavant just up the road. Oh man, it seems like Haley's on another level on this racetrack. He is absolutely ripping around this track. Got the power down, trying to scrub down and get around Dunavant here at the top of the hill. Dunavant gonna shut the door. So Haley gonna have to go back to the drawing board and size them up somewhere else as they get stopped down at the bottom of the hill here and turn around. Little front end drag there for Haley, but corrals it together. Dunavant still holding tight. And Haley misses the inside rut again, so another mistake. And again, he's peeking down the inside, but Donovan, man, holding strong here. The DX3 rider putting on a strong showing. No sign this week of his team manager, Devin Davis, so I think he's making up for missing a rider out there. And down the inside goes Haley, and let's see if he makes that pass stick. Scrubs down the table and will move up into third, so Haley now up into third. I think his lap time suffered there, but he is still absolutely flying, and he's going to go try to run down Adam Holm. As they run, Leclerc would win the overall regardless of Haley passing Holm or not, so he needs to go actually pass Leclerc. Did a 208.1 in traffic last time, 208.7 out of Leclerc, 209.2 out of Holm. What in the heck is Jack Haley going to do this time by? Remember, 206 was qualifying laps, and these guys are already getting down to that realm in the second moto. We did not see a 207 lap time in the first race. Haley with a 208 flat was the best time. So what can he put down this time? He already made a small mistake, so you know this lap isn't going to be in that same realm. But he's definitely going to close it down on Holm, and it's just fascinating sometimes to go on board with these guys, see what they're able to do around the racetrack.
And I'm back.
Haywood calling it a quit out of this moto. Saw you're up in about 23rd or so place for a little bit.
Yeah, I fell and went back to complete dead last from that, so I kind of tried to tough it out and kind of lost it. But man, Billy Kunitz was back there after a good first moto, at least early, finished 11th, but kind of sucked to see him. He's made his way up, but man, this top three being the top three from last moto is super interesting. These guys are all on another level of pace as Haley runs 1/10 off his fastest lap of the last race and trying to put in work on Holm here.
And what's amazing is Haley did that 281 in traffic and missed a couple of key lines that he would have gained some time on. Now he's trying to just run down Holm here. Makes another small mistake, but this lap time is still going to be a pretty darn good one here.
Yeah, Leclerc just dropped a 207.8, fastest lap of the races tonight. Holm
207.6
and Haley
206.2 out of Haley. I think that just topped qualifying.
Don't have it up, but I'll try to pull it up.
Oh, a little mistake there. So Haley makes a couple big mistakes that lap. Even missed a huge rut that he would have gained a lot of time by railing through, and runs a 206.2. What in the world is happening?
8 was his fastest lap in qualifying. 0.6 faster than his qualifying lap time out here, chasing down the leaders.
That's crazy right there.
Holm only 4.4 off his qualifying lap. Leclerc 5.10 off his qualifying lap. These guys are absolutely pushing it and feeling comfy after that first moto. Man,
I'm just mesmerized watching these onboards because the speed that they carry in and out of the corners, it's like insane.
yeah, Haley.
And there it is, Haley
carries
down
so
the
much
inside
speed.
gets Holm.
Holm blows that. Someone in chat said too fast. He's getting sloppy, and I almost agree. It's almost like Gebhardt in the 250 class. He seems to be so fast at times that he kind of loses it. But I think Haley on this track, I think he can hold it together. He's kind of a Southwick master, and I think he's going to gel and catch his way up to Leclerc.
I'm really curious to see this time by whether or not he's able to go a little bit faster or not, because he's made a couple mistakes, but he did the last lap too, and now he's in clean air. He's just starting to claw that time away from Leclerc already.
Maybe next lap by, next fastest lap on the track besides these top three is a 2:10, somewhere back in like 15th place. So these guys have the track fresh, not too many no lappers yet. Leclerc 207.1.
Let's see, what's Haley got in the bucket here? I think it's going to be a little bit slower maybe. Yeah, 207.3, so I think just a little bit of problems at the beginning of the lap caused him to slow it down, but Holm has gotten passed and thus far kind of dropped by Haley. That's the pace that he's running right now.
Yeah, something to point out. Leclerc's 2:07.1 is also 0.2 faster than his qualifying lap. So he's feeling it. This track is about to get the best it can be for lap time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys start dropping even faster lap times.
I want to watch Haley just from the third-person perspective because the speed that he's able to carry in the corners, like it's even very prevalent in third, like this camera view as well. You see it on board, obviously, but like the speed in and out of the corners is just amazing.
Yeah, I'm watching in third person here, and it kind of is a little bit close to what you ride as if you're a third-person racer, but just to see what he does, a little mistake there, but that's nothing you can't come back from. This corner is insane.
Oh, come on. What is that?
Yeah.
That line, that speed through that corner right there, that's incredible. It didn't even look like he slowed down.
Yeah, you almost don't have to. That line's really weird. It looks like you're going to jump over it, but your suspension kind of soaks it up. And, man, coming closer, like Chase Blakely said, about 20 minutes in might be the fastest this track gets, so.
Oh, my goodness, just launching into the side of that and then scrubbing that single. So smooth. Look at in and out of the corners, the speed.
Wide open, yeah, launching this, holding it on.
He's clawed away like 2.5 seconds on Leclerc this lap.
Keep this smooth. He's shredding this inside right here.
Oh, come on. This is
Really
gonna
out
be
of
ridiculous.
Leclerc 2:08.0.
Let's see Haley's
2:06
time.
flat.
A 2:05.3. What?
My God.
What is happening right now?
1.5 seconds faster than his qualifying lap. What? Which I don't even have words.
Dude, you don't do this. Like, this doesn't happen. You don't go this much faster than what you're doing in qualifying. This man is riding possessed right now. Especially against Leclerc. You don't just see times coming down this fast against Leclerc. I mean, he basically cut his lead in half that lap. Oh, he slides out right there. That was like the first real, true big mistake that he's had in like 10 minutes. Oh, man, catch your breath there for a second, folks. That was insane. Oh, Wilcox just went down. Fjellberg slides through.
I'm still speechless as he falls off, goes for an inside line, kind of gets bobbles coming into it. Holmes back by into second, but
all that work that he just put in, and it's kind of coming out a little bit negatively at this point because he's crashing because of it.
Yeah, I think he just feels so comfortable on this track that he feels comfortable. He doesn't feel like he's pushing, you know, he's just kind of riding how he is, but the track can still come up to bite you. You mess up one entrance to a corner a little bit and have a fall off, lose 10 seconds. But if he can stay like this for the next 5 to 10 minutes, he might be able to claw that right back up.
I think I want to do an onboard hot lap of that 2:05 lap from this race and upload it to the channel. That was crazy.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds faster. I thought maybe 0.2 faster than his last lap. You know, still 0.8 faster than his qualifying lap, but
Holm went off the track right. Or no, I'm sorry, that was a lapper. But Haley's still trying to keep the pressure on Holm. And then Eaglin, just literally Eaglin is all by himself. Fjellberg up to 5th. He's putting on a hell of a day here. Austin Eklund back here in 6th. Wilcox is 7th. Wilson running 8th. 9th for Donovan, so he's still hanging in there. And Kohnauer inside of the top 10 is what we're looking at.
Yeah, sorry, Fjellberg down in 5th. Austin Eklund's going to go by. Great ride for him so far. Wilcox coming up close to him, but
yeah, Wilcox having a much better second moto as well. We got Wilson, Donovan, Kohnauer as said. Ohashi's running 11th. Our versus PC one to watch from the first moto, having a good turnaround ride here. Jeremy Siebold is 12th. Seabolt 4th in the first one, 12th this time, not going to get it done the way he was hoping. Daniel Mills just ahead of Reed Young here. And Reno Brennan battling hard with Logan Leitzel around the outside.
Yeah, Daniel Mills up in front of these guys as they're going to try to battle coming up to the finish. Reno Brennan trying to make the pass. Daniel Mills was up, makes another mistake, loses 13th, but he was up with Robert Wilson in about 6th, 7th, 8th, where Monty kind of stands right now. And those two, they're kind of hot or cold, but they can definitely ride close to that top 5 if they're on.
Quick shout here to Joseph Pilsner, who's rocking a 250 stroke out here and running P17. He's picking up some points right now. And on a deep sand track like that, you're going to get weighed down heavy on this 2-stroke, and he's just ripping her. Peter Like is 18th, 19th for Jeff Cooper, and 20th right now, looking to try to pick up his first career point in the National Series. Anthony Pachone. Watch out for Deering down the inside, though, trying to make that move. Pachone around the outside holds on, though. And Whiteley outside looking in on points as well, trying to get going. These guys are all frantic, and this is just for a point or two here.
Man, going back a little bit, Zach Prokop in 25th.
Ooh, geez, Pachone just got absolutely decked right there by Will Whiteley.
Another 2:06.4 last lap from Haley after he recovered. Still 0.4 faster than his qualifying lap.
He just went almost 3 whole seconds faster than Leclerc. I mean, is this dude just going to catch him on raw speed? He just passed Holm.
I don't know, but man, this is his track. I think I was talking to him about lap records on old tracks. I think it took him about 3 laps to beat some of the older lap records here at Southwick, so I think sand tracks and this track specifically are definitely his forte. He's just on another level unless he makes some huge mistakes as he almost blows that corner. I think he can catch Leclerc.
Well, the thing that will aid him the most here is that Leclerc is going to run into a plethora of lap traffic before long. You take a look up here at Leclerc, and like look in the distance up ahead there. There's 1 lapper up there, 2, 3, and then ahead of that, quite a bit more as well. Let's see if we look this way before the finish line jump. There's the finish line jump. Jeff Cooper and Deering going over the line. Zach Dupuy up here. Pachone, Prokop. So there's 5 guys that are only a couple corners ahead of Leclerc. There is Kyle Carpenter, our versus PC one to watch. I think Ian Holm just went over the line. There is Leclerc, though, so that's what I'm talking about. There's like 7, 8 guys right in front of him.
Yeah, once he gets past this 1 or 2, 2:06.2 for Haley, 2:07.8 for Leclerc. Haley is just, unless he makes another big mistake, Holm is only 5 seconds back, but 9 seconds now the gap to the lead. This is
2:06.2.
This is insane.
A 2:07.8 for Leclerc is damn good, guys. Like, you need to understand that only there's like 2 guys in this race running those times.
Yeah, that's half a second faster, or half a second slower than his fastest lap qualifying. So he's out here running that comfortably.
Leclerc down! Leclerc down and off the bike. That is going to be the break that Haley needed. It didn't even take the lap traffic aiding him, and now he's right on the back of Leclerc for the lead. Oh man, we got ourselves a battle brewing here at Southwick. Not only for the overall victory, but for the win of this moto.
Haley with a couple sketchy moments. Might not look like it to you guys, but almost missing some of his lines. Still pushing though. And a lot of lappers coming up in some really tight section.
Haley can definitely smell blood in the water. We got Ian Holm moving out of the way here for Leclerc. Let's see if he does the same for Haley. I believe he will. Looks like he's tucking way outside here. And will he cross back across the track? Well, he's going to end up in the main line here for Haley, so kind of in the way, but moves out. Nicely done. And Leclerc got hung up in the corner a little bit right there. Haley suddenly right on him for the lead. Pichon down in the corner. And they're both going to avoid him. Up and over out of the valley. Leclerc launching deep.
Shit. No.
Through the sand rollers we go. Haley putting all kinds of pressure on Leclerc. And Leclerc, for once, not the aggressor in the situation. Haley trying to pull right alongside, has to concede. So he came pretty close to passing him and checked up 2:07.1 to a 2:15.9. Obviously, Leclerc making a big mistake as they lap Kyle Carpenter.
Haley right on him.
Look at freaking Leclerc double, tripled through the rollers. Gained a little bit of time, but Haley just claws it right back. He moves out of the way, and there goes Haley down the inside, and he pushes him off the racetrack. Leclerc got stood up in the rut, and Haley just took advantage of it right then and there. Makes the pass. Unbelievable. Jack Haley now leads, but he's gone down. And Haley goes down right after he takes the lead. Lappers scattering everywhere. Haley trying to go back around Pichon and Holm. Pichon trying to avoid him, goes down. Holm moves out of the way again. And it's all back to square one, but the gap is a little bit less than it was. It's only 5 seconds.
Yeah, Holm only 2 seconds behind. Haley doesn't have the pace that those guys have, but as you're seeing it now, Leclerc with a bad lap last time, 2:15 around, and Jack Haley with a fall off that time. Holm just has to be there. He might come up and sneak away this win for the second moto.
Yeah, Holm only 2 seconds down. Both of our leaders have made their mistakes, and Haley slides out again. This is going to be the opportunity for Holm to move up into second. And Leclerc with the lead right now, just trying to maintain.
Yeah, and if Holm somehow manages to get Leclerc, he'll have that 3-1. If Leclerc stays in second place with that 2-2, Holm should be the overall winner, right?
That would definitely be the case, but I think Holm just wants to get as many points on Leclerc as possible. I think he'd be plenty happy to concede the overall victory to Haley on the day if Haley also passes Leclerc, but Holm has to deal with the man himself first. 4 minutes and 2 laps about to go here in Southwick. Haley on Holm for second.
Yeah, man, the speed he's carrying right there almost runs in the back of him, has to check up. They're switching lines right here over the single. Haley just holding it on. Abs.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me with that pass?
If he, I don't even have words.
I don't have words. He just hopped right around the outside of him.
He's going to go down here.
No, saved it. Nice save.
This is already a fast track. Almost like last weekend, WW. Deeper sand traction. More rollers, a little bit more rough, but the speed this man is carrying, I haven't seen, I don't think ever.
Leclerc not too far up the racetrack, and there is time left on the clock, folks. This is a lot of race left for how close they are together.
4.6 seconds. Lapper down almost in the main line.
Oh no, Haley's going down again! He's off the bike again, scrubs it too hard, and Holm goes back by for second. Oh my goodness, Haley has clearly been the fastest guy on the track, but he just cannot collect himself.
Yeah, he's almost going too fast, whether he feels like it or not. This track is no joke right now. I would tell you to go and try to ride a lap around this track and just see what it's like after this race, because the speed that he is running is just absolutely insane. But yeah, it's going to come up to bite him. Leclerc only a 2:11 last lap, Holm 2:09, but Haley with a 2:17 and another fall. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah, Haley is going to be kicking himself. This was his opportunity to claw back the points that were necessary. in the end, Leclerc is probably going to win this race, win the overall, get points in the championship towards home.
Haley cartwheeling down again. Oh, man.
Although this isn't completely over yet between Holm and Leclerc. We saw Leclerc have a fall-off crash all by himself. He still has lap traffic to contend with a little bit. He's going to have about 3 of them up ahead, not before long here.
No, it's not. Leclerc's still doing that jumping line through the mechanics area. Gets it, but looks a little bit sketchy. I don't know if that feels safer for him than kind of just bouncing through those rollers. But Leclerc pulling a little bit of time back, but 1 second slower than Holm last lap. So,
little front end tuck for Leclerc coming out of that corner. And going a little nose heavy on this jump too. It's not looking pretty for Leclerc, but he is maintaining the gap.
Yeah, it's hard to see on the first person view you're on right there, but Leclerc, both of the spots that Jack fell on those jumps, there's like pre-lips, so you try to scrub some speed, but if you catch it wrong, you're going down.
Oh, Leclerc! Another small mistake. He's making a lot of small mistakes. That front end looks awfully chattery, and suddenly Holm is right in the mix for this thing.
Yeah, Holm gets squared up off one of those launching jumps right there. Coming in, he's trying to pass a lapper. Got one more to go, but
so if Holm gets around Leclerc here, not only does he win the overall, he actually gains 1 championship point in the favor of him in this championship against Leclerc.
Leclerc messed up that right-hander barely, but Holmes shredded it. 4/10 gain right there. Holmes probably going to gain some more time coming down the straightaway, I would think.
So there is a lot at play here, a lot at stake for Leclerc to try to hold on as he weaves around Peter Leicht, who is down. You see the gap to Holm, not that big.
0.3 seconds gain just in that straightaway. He's not knocking on the door as they're going to come to the 2-lap flag.
Leclerc just trying to hold on to this lead. Holm trying to chase him down. Haley's a little too far back to be a player at this point, but if these two get together, you never know what could happen. Shout out Dustin6109, dropping 200 biddies in chat, did a little cheer sharing. Really appreciate that, buddy. Hope you're enjoying a fabulous race right now. This is intense action.
Yeah, 2:13 last lap for Leclerc, 2:10 for Holm. Jack Haley, 2:07.5.
Oh, Leclerc's down! He goes down all by himself again, and Holm goes to the race lead. Leclerc trying to get going. But he has lost the lead of the race, and he's lost the overall of the entire weekend. Adam Holm is winning at Southwick.
Holm just has to hope that Leclerc, who's 4 seconds back, only 7 seconds in front of Haley, can hold on. Another big mistake like that, Haley can get up into second and take this overall away from him, and he has no control over that.
Oh, Haley down again. That's going to be the end.
Yeah, Eagland 50 seconds back. That just shows you the pace that this top 3 is running again. Leclerc is pushing right now. I can see it the way he's riding.
Want to give a shout to some guys that are doing really well, but we've been paying attention to this overall battle. Wilcox putting all kinds of pressure on Seabold, but Seabold has done a lot of charging forward. He's up into the top 5. Fjellberg looking to go 7-7 today. Reed Young is well inside of the top 10. Daniel Mills having a good moto. Robert Wilson inside of the top 10. Austin Eklund just went down and lost a spot to Reno Brennan. So Brennan on a great charge up into 11th. Eklund, Cohenauer, Deering going down, going to concede a spot to Leak. Pilsner on the 2-stroke having a solid ride inside of the points. I think he's 16th here. Donovan Whiteley, Leitzel, Carpenter are versus PC1 to watch going down. So Pachone's going to try to sneak by him. And that is just kind of a quick run through the field late here. As white flag waves for Adam Holm.
A lot of these guys down, they're so close together. Wilson down loses his top 10 to Daniel Mills. They're both really good friends. Daniel Mills 9th place. He faded back pretty far last race. Kind of disappointed to see that, but a good second moto. Wilcox holding on right with Siebel and Eaglin. They're not too far away from each other this late in the moto.
Adam Holm, though, this entire race, held the entire first moto. We were talking about Leclerc and Haley and not much about Holm. And quietly in this one, he lurked behind them as they kept lowering the lap times and crashing and lowering the lap times and crashing. Just waited for his opportunity. Pounced on it when Leclerc crashed all by himself a couple laps ago. And now he's going to walk out of here a winner at Southwick.
Yeah, that 3-1 is going to beat the 2-2 overall. Holm, fastest lap, 2:07.6, is 2.3 seconds slower than Jack Haley. His best lap, a little bit slower than Lexus Leclerc. And consistency is key on this track. You know, Southwick, I feel like, is one of the biggest tracks for that. So, and he's going to go away with the moto win. 3-1 can get it done, so.
And Leclerc going to lose 1 point in the championship when it is all said and done. So entered the night, 14 down in the championship, going to leave 15 down heading to Redbud. And maybe a little bit of redemption on hand for Leclerc if he can. Redbud, obviously, Independence Day week/weekend for us in the USA. So it's kind of like a home race for the Americans in the truest form at Redbud. But Adam Holm won the RFGP of France earlier this year, a couple weeks ago, on Leclerc's home soil. Leclerc going to try to take it back to him at Redbud, but he could not get it done today. Instead, it is Adam Holm who comes through in one of the wildest motos of the year to take the victory here at Southwick with a 3-1 performance and extend his championship lead. Leclerc going to come across second. Definitely going to be disappointed with that after he had the opportunity to take the overall here today. And Haley going to go 1-3 and tie Adam on points.
Look at the fastest lap of the race.
2:04.6 out of Haley. On the last lap of the race, he lays down a 2:04.6. He goes 2 whole seconds faster than anybody else. What the heck?
Oh my God, not to take away from that, Siebel gets passed for 4th place over Eaglin. Eaglin makes a mistake, but Leclerc also ran his fastest lap of the race. And I was freaking out about that, and then Haley just goes ahead and destroys it.
I'm baffled right now. How are these guys this late in the race doing these laps? It's incredible. As you said, Siebel getting around Eaglin. That is a salvage ride right there by Siebel. He's going to come across here in 4th. He is going to go 4-4 on the day, and it is going to keep his championship hopes well and truly alive after what could have been a bad moto coming from way down early on. Eaglin crosses the line 5th, so that's going to be a 6-5 day for Eaglin. Wilcox goes down, but he has got 6th all but wrapped up, basically. Fjellberg just kind of chilling back here is a bit of a formality.
I don't know if we have any clips from anybody of some insane stuff, but that, dude, I've never seen that.
I just can't remember the last time that guys were going significantly faster than the qualifying times. And not only that, significantly faster than what they did in Moto 1. Haley went 4 whole seconds faster a lap this moto than he did in the first. And he won the first moto by a long way. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, one thing not to take away from any of them, because they both ran faster than their qualifying laps, but like, there is only 40 guys who are the faster 40 guys, you know, so the lines are developing really well for like the main lines as opposed to qualifying where you're figuring out, but that doesn't explain going 2.2 seconds faster than your qualifying lap on the last lap of the race, 36 minutes into the moto.
That's insane. I'm baffled right now. This race was insane. Shout out Anthony Pachone, who just donated 3 bits, just scored his first points in an outdoor national with a P20, so congratulations to him. And wow, congrats to everybody that made it through this race tonight, because I am mind blown by the Southwick National. Oh wow. Adam Holm, your winner. I'll tell you what, folks, doesn't get much more exciting than that here in Race Factor Gaming National Motocross. Well, I want to thank, of course, all of our sponsors, every single one of you guys that showed up and donated and helped out with the stream tonight. Great chats tonight, everybody hanging out. Really, really good time to stream for you guys. Andrew Wood, thank you for helping out.
You're welcome.
As
Jack
always.
Haley has joined if you want a quick interview about that lap time.
I do want to actually interview Jack Haley. We're going to go ahead and pull him in right now. Jack Haley just finished up third in that moto, but maybe just broke the internet with his lap times. Did you have like some sort of crazy breakfast this morning? Like, what is going on right now, Jack Haley? I don't get it.
No, I just really like Southwick, to be honest. I feel like I'm always kind of fast here. You know, it really plays to my strengths, I think.
So when you were running the lap times that you were doing early in the race and you saw the chunks coming out of Leclerc, did like it pop in your mind at all that you maybe slow down a little bit because you're catching him so fast that it didn't matter, or did you just throw caution to the wind at that point?
No, I wasn't. To be honest, I kind of felt pretty comfortable, honestly, going that fast. I just some of those jumps, I crashed like 3 times on some of these jumps where like the shadow was right on the top of it, and you couldn't really see the bumps. So I would just get a real weird kick and just fly all sorts of out of whack off the lip, and yeah, it kind of cost me. But yeah.
So what exactly was that last lap like? I just imagine that was kind of like balls to the walls. You had nothing to lose, so might as well just send it. But you must have felt like, I don't know, an alien, man-possessed, because that lap is insane.
Yeah, I mean, I felt pretty fast all race. I always had like a few tiny mistakes, and that lap was pretty clean. So that was probably the first lap I really had where I didn't really have any mistakes, and the track, even though it was pretty beat up, like the ruts would really hold you good, you know. So you could, if you jumped into them, they would hold you. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask, during that lap, did you know that it was gonna be like your fastest lap? I know sometimes you can kind of feel it, and you just know that you're going faster than you have before, and just stringing together those lines, jumping into those ruts, just holding it wide open. Like, did you know that was gonna be your fastest lap?
No, I honestly thought it would be maybe a like a low 206, maybe high 205 or something like that, because I kind of figured that the track might have been a little bit too worked to go pretty like that fast. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess the bumps weren't really like too much of a problem for me. So yeah.
Well, I would like to personally thank you, and I think our viewers would echo this sentiment, for making that race incredible to watch. Watching the lap times go down, catching Leclerc, crashing, getting up, catching him again, Leclerc crashing, like it was insane to follow. And I mean, congrats on the third. I think you would have hoped to go 1-1 today, but still tied for the overall victory. So I mean, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, no problem. Although I do kind of wish I would have had one or two less crashes, and then I think we would have had it. But you know, you live and you learn, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Well, Southwick is behind us. Redbud is in front of us next week. The Redbud National on July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. So obviously America Pride out there. We're going to see some USA themed gear and a lot of stuff, really cool stuff going on next week. So we hope every single one of you guys joins us then. But for Kellen Brower, Andrew Wood, and I guess Jack Haley here at the booth, we'll see you guys next week at Redbud.